Right, for today I'm going to do a quick review on the Eduard MiG 21PF Weekend Edition. This will be another build for my group build on my web page or my Facebook page, which is Mark Scale Models. We're currently running a group build for German and Russian military aircraft, tanks and so on, anything used by the Germans or the Russians since 1914. So this is going to be my second build. The first build was a Stuka, which you've already done a review on. That's built, finished. So this time we're going to do a quick review on this, the weekend edition of the MiG. But what I am going to do is put a resin cockpit inside it. So we'll go from there. Okay, right, just to quickly explain, I did do a quick review, or I did do a review on this. I've recorded it and the file was corrupt. The actual micro SD card inside my camera failed, so everything is opened. So it isn't the first time I've looked at it, but it gives me some idea of the difference between what's in the box and the cockpit. So we'll show you the difference anyway. So what do we get? First of all, we've got the Soviet Air Force version, which is an all metal finish. So that's going to be all done in Alclad 2, and anything else will be done in mil spec. So that just gives you an idea. I've moved away from acrylics to enamels, as most people know me on the page. Used to use a lot of Tamiya and Vallejo, but I've been introduced to Alclad mil spec and Alclad metals over the years with a good friend, Jay Laverty. Really got me into using this stuff. Show me the light, if you like. So we'll go from there. Anyway, enough of that. The box number, or the kit number, is 84127, and it's just basic art. I think this one, start again. This one, the camo version is absolutely fantastic. Gives you all the colour callouts in Mr. Hobby. We won't be using that. Back to the box. Right, so we open the box. Excuse me. I'm going to put that underneath for now. Now, just to my right, not sure if you can see it, or to my left, I have a dishwasher rack. So when you wash your dishes, you stick your plates in them. These are fantastic for when you're building to put sprues in. So the box is out of the way, the sprues are easy to get at, and you can see what you're looking at quite quickly. So that's the reasoning behind that. Right, back to the review. Take the box away. On the floor. Firstly, standard Eduard Weekend Edition instructions. So I'm just getting the decals ready. Get some other bits and pieces that we're going to need. Right. So, as you can see, quite a lot of the parts are omitted already. It is a very basic build without the cockpit system. As you can see, all the colours in Mr. Colour. Don't use them. Don't like them. Never have done. Never used them. Not even since before I used Alclad. So I've only been of Tamiya and Vallejo. A bit of life colour, but not that keen either. Anyway, so basic setup, your sprue callouts, CDE. What we do, get a bit of tape, wrap it around. At the top of each sprue, we then put what the sprue is, easy call out. Easy to pick out and sort out. Right, so on we go. Straight into the main section, into the main build. Two small pieces going into the front wheel well system. You've got all the main cockpit parts going together, which is plenty good enough, to be honest. A normal modeler would see this and it'd not be an issue at all building it straight out of the box, even on the weekend editions. I like to put the Brassin cockpits in specifically because it gives that little bit more bang, if you know what I mean, the wow factor. Hopefully you'll see what I mean in a minute. There is one part that I noticed earlier when I did the failed review, if you like, that really struck my eye, and it was made a big difference. Anyway, we go through the cockpit section. Obviously this bit will be removed for the Brassin cockpit. Engine going together, looking absolutely beautiful. Nozzle and the burner rings, just, it's Eduard. So what do you say? Brilliant stuff. Then we go on to the wheel wells. Again, detail going in, absolutely fabulous detail on all these sections that going through. Always plated detail. Once you detail them up and give them a wash, something like Alclad's War Pigs hogwash, absolutely fantastic stuff. I love this stuff. You get different streaks and stains, fantastic to use. Anyway, go back to the build. So we then go on to the sides. Again, we're not going to use these because we've got them in the Brassin. So it's all basic stuff going on. Formers going in, engine in, cockpit in, weight in the nose. Obviously this is a front set, a rear set, tail setter, so plenty of weight in. You'll see this bulkhead here, and I'll show you that in plastic in a minute, and you'll see the reason why I use resin. I'll explain that completely. We have a one piece, or I'd like to think it was a one piece spine. It's not, it's two pieces together, so you will have to fill a seam in here, but it's a lot less hassle than this seam that goes along here, especially if you're using metal finishes, which we will be on this. The burner for the nose or the tail going on. All your sections for the wheels wells going in. Great detail in the wheel wells. The compressor parts all in. Excuse me, or the hydraulic parts. You've got your air brakes there, can be open or closed. We'll have them in the open fashion just to add more detail. More lumps and bumps going on with the tail plane going in, wheel well going in, and the wing section going upwards into the unit. Fantastic piece of art, that work that is. It fits gorgeously. I know I built one a few years ago now, which won a group build, and that was a fantastic kit to build. So this is the second one I've built of these. Main wings going down. On, you've got, looks to me on this one you've got adjustable and settable flaps and flaperons, or whatever you want to call them. Little pieces going through and on just to build up the wings. You've got an open or closed choice of air brakes. Again, that in the kit is a fantastic piece of art to myself. You'll see there it is there. That's your air brake and how it sits and angled up with a brace, and the two open ones, fantastic. 5-piece wheels. Not happy is the wrong word. Not impressed particularly with that, but it will work. It will work fine. Very basic wheel legs. Again, we'll spice them up with some wiring, so that'll look a little bit better. Wheels going, or the undercarriage going in with the braces and the extenders, superb. Front wheel section, sandwich section on the front wheels, which means you have to paint that wheel, then glue this all together. Paint it all, then glue it all together, especially if you're going to use an airbrush like me. Makes life a little bit tricky, but we can overcome that. That's not an issue. Show more detail in the wheel wells. Front undercarriage going on. A few more little lumps and bumps going in there. Seat being built up. Again, we won't use this. It is purely out of the box. It would be fine. There is nothing wrong with the one out of the box. It is very highly detailed and looks gorgeous. My preference, as I said, is to use a resin, and you'll see why in a minute. Front of the canopy going on, and the canopy block, all looking good. Part of the instrument panels going in. The Canopy can either be open or closed. I will be doing an open position. Seat going in. Then you've got your tanks, your fuel tanks, your missiles and your bombs, free falls and laser guided, your sidewinders, or your copies of your sidewinders I should say. External fuel racks and external pylons going on. Weapons choices, what we could use on here. We'll see how we go and decide on that. And then a beautiful colour spread of both the models. Now these are fantastic. I'm going to build another one of these because I want to build this. This looks gorgeous. Gorgeous in my Norfolk accent. Beautiful, I should say, sure. But there you go. I'm going to have to do that. That's lovely. But at the moment, because that's a Russian build and that's an East German aircraft, Jagdfliegergeschwader 2, German Democratic Republic, Tollerhagen Air Base, late 80s this one. This one is a Soviet Air Force Sesbudovoy Air Base, Czechoslovakia, late 1968. All metal finish. Gonna look fantastic. Your colour callouts down here, again in Mr. Hobby. No, we're gonna use this. This is gonna look the nuts on this. And get that done. Anyway, and then you've got your stencil layout for your decals, which are multiple, as you can see, with missile decals and bomb decals for your bits and pieces, the APUs and the pylons. Just absolutely amazing the amount of work they put into the decals here. Anyway, that can go to one side. I'm going to put that over there for a moment, and then we come across the next thing. Now, in the weekend edition, you actually get a set of quality fabric seatbelts, and they are quality. I will be using these, not the photo etch ones, in the Brassin set, because I prefer the feel. You can bend these, not bend them, you can mould these to how you want them, rather than just sitting there like a bit of photo etch looking two-dimensional, if you like. These really bring that alive. They are fantastic and well worth having, and a fantastic addition to the box as well. Decals, as I said, these have been out, so the paper has slightly moved, but I'm going to go through it again. As you can see, perfectly in register, beautiful bright colours like they should be. A fantastic instrument panel if you did want to use the decals and the side decals. Looks brilliant, but we're not going to use these. I may use it. I'll talk about that in a minute. We'll see. We'll see how we go. Anyway, it looks great. Perfectly, as I said, in register. The carrier film is non-existent, apart from on these two. There is no excess carrier film around these whatsoever. They are what you see is the decal. That's it. Nothing else to it. Fantastic things. Excuse me a second. Right. Now the stencils. They're lovely. There are loads of them. And again, I don't know how well you can see or pick out on the camera. They are all readable. If I could read Russian. There is no carrier film around them. They are what you see is what you get. They are perfect. They are beautiful. They are printed by Eduard. Sorry, Jay. Eduard, and they look superb. Let's just put these back so they don't get damaged. And then we can start on the styrene. Okay, first sprue, as they come. As I said, these were bagged. I have tried to do a review on this earlier and failed miserably because of the camera. But anyway, as you can see, the inner wheel wells are absolutely lovely. Beautiful detail. The side panels for the instrument, you could do this straight out of the box without any issues. So I'm just being a bit fidangly because that's my group build and I want to do a Resin cockpit, so I'm going to. But all the detail in the wheel wells is fantastic, looking great. Now, take notice of this piece here. This is the piece that we're going to show. I'll show you later the difference between a standard styrene molded piece and a Brassin piece. That's the big difference. Everything on it is flash free, beautifully carved detail, and if you run your finger across it, you can hear that, or hear up here. That is sharp detail. That is not softly moulded like a lot of this of Revel stuff or anything like that. And for what, a 20 quid kit? Fantastic. Anyway, the performer's in there. Into the dishwasher unit. Wife will kill me when she knows it's gone. There you go. Right, some of the bombs and missiles, and of course the fuel tanks. Again, beautifully done, crisply moulded. All got detail on them. Superb detail on these missiles here. Not sure exactly what they're called. I don't know much about Russian stuff. Sidewinders or imitation sidewinders, copies, looking great. No burring. I wish there was a little bit burring. Nothing we can't take care of with a knife. That looks fantastic. Then we have engine nozzle, exhaust nozzle. Again, a lovely piece of work. Seat, as I said, you could easily do this kit straight out of the box without any issues whatsoever. I think my mate Mick Burr's now going to do one. I see he had one delivered today. I hope he's going to build it. Build it, Mick, and we'll see what happens. Pitot tube there, a little bit, what can you say, softly moulded. It's the worst, probably the worst part I've seen on all of this. There is another one. I'm hoping it's the other one that's going to be used. If not, I'm going to replace this with a metal one. Undercarriage front, looking great, and there's plenty of detail on the actual unit. The wheels, not too bad considering there's nothing much to them. There's 5 pieces for each. There's still nothing much to them. That's crazy. A lot of more of the seat padding, ejection seat rack, and everything is there. It is all here. It's just that little bit more detail in the resin unit. The nose is beautifully moulded, or the nose cone is beautifully moulded with no burring whatsoever. That is a superb piece of plastic, that one. Right. That's a copy of the tanks. Right, here we go. There's the bottom piece of your cockpit with detail for the undercarriage looking great, but we'll lose a lot of that across there because we'll be cutting that off. We have the spine. Obviously every different MiG has a different spine system. This is just another one, looking great. Bit more, I mean, the etch work and the rivets on these are fantastic, looking really good. Some more work here for the cockpit, instrument panels, absolutely brilliant, looking really good. I don't know how well you can see that in this light, whether I catch it or not. I can't see what I'm looking at. I've just got a little camera that's doing this, so hopefully that'll work. There's a former here which sits into there, and you form it all up and she sits lovely. But the detail on these parts is absolutely exquisite. Right, the fuselage just looks like a long tube. Again, the detail is amazing, looking really good. I'm sorry if you can hear Billy in the background, he's just in a cat. All the different bits and pieces on it, looking fantastic. Air brakes, no, what I would call punch marks anywhere in the way. Even here, look, clean as a whistle. And the same in the air brake here. This is a beautiful piece as well. The actual air brake itself, along with the air brake cover, looking absolutely amazing. So there's nothing in the way. There's all the mould ejector pins have been placed in the perfect position. There is no aggravation with those, no filling, nothing to sort out. So you can bang on straight away and get on with doing what you want to do. The wings, again, if you can catch them in the light, I don't know how well you'll see them. It's awkward for me to know. They look absolutely superb. The detail is first class and looks really, really, really good. Tailplanes, again, looking great. I mean, there's nothing to complain about this kit. Stabilizer looks fantastic. The flaps, or the flaps and the flaperons, whatever you want to call them, they're looking great. Underneath the wings, all this work here is just amazing. The rivets looks great. I don't know if they're right. I'm not a rivet counter, so I'm not going to count them. But they look fantastic. Lovely detail inside the wheel wells. Again, no ejector pin marks in the way, so there's nothing to fill. Now, this bit I found earlier, and this was the only problem that I found with the kit. And Mick, I know you got one today, so check yours. There's been rubbing on the canopy. The canopies are perfectly clear, as you can see, by me rubbing them across here. They are absolutely perfect. But we have rubbing here and here on the top of the two main canopies. Bit disappointed in that. And the front canopy is a little, on the front of the canopy is, it looks a little bit thick. I know it's armoured. I don't know if you, so that doesn't wobble, but there seems to be a slight like webbing inside it. Nothing mad. Might get a replacement. See how it polishes out. Bit of toothpaste with after a polish up with a polishing stick, and see how we go from there. Should be okay. We'll put that straight back in. So that's the kit itself, and to be honest, like I said, for £20, about £25, 25 euros, it is a top class kit. There is no doubt about that. The reason I got the Eduard Brassin Cockpit is because the extras. Now this will take care of all of the pit. There you go, it's built up. But if you have a look through here, you'll see it's not simple. So if you're not used to it, leave it. You don't need it, to be honest. The parts, there's a lot of parts here. This costs as much as the kit. So, you know, if you're on a budget, the kit itself will build up beautifully into a MiG. And it will look like a MiG. It will be perfect. But it's the extra detail if you want it. Then it's the Brassin set you'll need. So, we've got two lots of photo etch. Photo etch for if you want to use the photo etch onto the plastic styrene and not use the resin. But I'll show you the resin in a minute. It looks fantastic. Seat belts all in here. Again, won't be using those. Ejector pull. A few bits and bobs, placards and what have you. And the canopy placards. This was slightly bent earlier. Not by me, but before I got out of the box, which is a bit disappointing. But there's all details for the seats there and everything else. Fantastic piece of... How Eduard do this and get this so good, I don't know. Got to have a visit. You'll see Jan sometime. Right, this one, I'm going to get these out again. I'll be a little bit careful. This I won't be using. This is possibly the worst pit of the lot. A resin HUD. It's not clear enough for me. There is a clear one that's in the kit itself, and I'll be using that. It'll be absolutely fantastic, so that's not a problem, but that will be put to one side when I finish it. Joystick, work of art, looks beautiful, bits to add to it, but looks fantastic. Seat ejector, rail, again, what can you say? I mean, there's so much detail goes into this resin, it's incredible. Looking really good. More parts for the instrument panels below. The main instrument panel, there's a two-part system here. I think there's four altogether. Clean that all up. That'll be lovely. I might paint this properly. have a go at painting it the way it should be done, not by using a decal, but we'll see. Helmet, not happy the way that's put on there, because it's going to need some clean up to get that. It's not going to be easy to get that side properly again, and it goes on the side of the helmet. But that'll be a lovely addition if we do get it right on the seat. That'll look terrific. Knobs, bits and bobs that goes with it, superb. So I'm going to put these straight back in the bag so we don't lose no bits, although they will come out later because they're going to be built. Should hopefully start it today, once I can get this video uploaded, if I do ever get it done. Brilliant little piece of work. Right, this is the main reason we like resin. I'll take all these out again. Some of the instrument work, or the top of the cockpit, I forgot what that's called, but the instrument panel cover goes on. Now these pieces here is all wire. You can see the wires in there, each individual. Lovely to pick them out. With a wash, it's going to look fantastic. More parts of the instrument panel, which is built up. Another part, there's your radar, the warfare radar, all there. Not sure what that is, soon find out. Now here's the difference between the kit part and the resin. Let me just find that one part. Where did I put it? Here it is, just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Right, so there's the styrene piece that comes with the kit. There's the Brassin part. Completely different. The detail is exquisite, or beautiful, as I say in Norfolk. These bits, there are bits to glue onto here, but you're not going to get that same effect. It looks fantastic. That's the reason I buy resin. But that's just me. Let's put these all back in. And not a single piece is broken off. A lot of, with airs and for a bit of the Linden stuff, you do get a little bit of breakage in the unit. The seat, that is a work of art. That seat itself is an absolute work of art. Incredible piece of work. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous when it's there. I think it sits on the front. I'm not exactly sure. Obviously you've got your mould and blocks on. That's going to make a big difference to the look of the kit. And the resin is so thin you can actually, you can't see through it, I don't think. But that's the hood that goes over the top, and that I can see through that. That is fantastic. And then you've got other bits and bobs that go with the seat. Just terrific. Love it. So let's put all them back so we don't lose no parts in case they do break. Oop. Right, and the last piece of all is probably the best. The tub. Now, I'm not sure what you can see. I'll turn this light around a little bit more. Get the light in just that little bit. You may be able to see, but the detail on the side walls and along here is absolutely top notch. You don't get any better than that. The ribbon is fantastic. All the gears are there, the knobs are there. There's loads for me to detail up in here, and a good wash, and she's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And with it being designed for the kit that we're using, let's throw it away. The kit we're using, it's going to just fit. So that is fantastic. One thing I will say about resin is nasty, nasty stuff. Always clean up with a damp cloth after you've cut the bits off the mould and blocks. It is dangerous, it is nasty, it will get on your lungs. always use a mask when you're cutting it and using it.